All right, let's dive into this incredible fable about what it really takes to find success. We're heading to the mystical Jade Village to follow a young man on a quest for the kinds of answers, we're all looking for.
But here's the thing. This isn't just one person's story. It's really a mirror for our own search for wisdom and purpose. We're talking about a kind of success that actually sticks. It's a journey that starts with the world outside, but you'll see, it eventually leads us right back to the world within.
So our story follows this young man named Lian, and he's just haunted by this one single question. It's this question that makes him leave everything behind to go find a legendary sage up on the Seven Mountains, this person who is supposed to have the key to everything.
Okay, so Lian's journey kicks off by facing the world around him. These first 3 mountains, they're all about the external stuff we all have to deal with. The roadblocks, the obstacles, and how we actually decide to meet them.
On that very first mountain, Lian comes across this old man who is just tirelessly carving away at a giant rock. And Lian, he's wondering how anyone could take on such a massive task. The old man's answer is just profound. It turns out the fear of just getting started is often the biggest mountain we have to climb. And right there, we get our first habit, start. It's not about having the perfect map or all the answers. Wisdom, it seems, begins with just having the guts to take that first step. Now, on the second mountain, Lian sees something totally bizarre. A man planting a tiny little tree in the middle of these violent, howling winds. But the man's explanation? Wow. It's such a powerful truth about resilience. He's not just planting a tree, he's literally forging strength into it. And that gives us habit number 2. See, we're so often taught to avoid difficult things, but this flips that idea on its head. Challenges are actually essential. That struggle is what builds our own roots of iron and lets us handle any storm life throws at us. The third mountain is a whole different ballgame. It's wrapped in darkness, full of these spooky, intimidating shadows. But then Lian meets a young boy, totally fearless, just holding a small lantern. And the boy's wisdom isn't about fighting the dark. It's about bringing your own light into it. So here's our third habit, carry your own light. It means that when you're guided by your own values, your own principles, all that external stuff, the fear, the doubt, it just loses its power over you. That inner light is your shield. Okay, so Lian has faced the world outside. But now his journey is about to take a really critical turn. The next set of mountains, they represent an even tougher challenge, the journey inward, to conquer himself. So just to recap, he's learned to start even when he's afraid, to see challenges as a way to get stronger, and to use his own values as a compass. He's mastered the external lessons. Now, he's ready for the deep dive. The fourth mountain is weird. It's covered in these huge mirrors, and when Lian looks into them, he sees all his flaws staring back at him. He looks exhausted, confused, totally lost. But then, a sage appears and explains that the mirrors aren't showing him some objective truth. They're just reflecting what's already inside him. And this reveals the fourth habit, which is a big one. Begin within. We spend so much of our lives trying to fix our external world, but real change, that starts on the inside. You change your inner world, and your outer world starts to look completely different. So on the fifth mountain, Lian walks right into this chaotic battlefield. Men are fighting like crazy over a small, totally ordinary stone. Their leader, just filled with regret, shares this powerful piece of wisdom. They're wasting their most precious resource, time, on a fight that means absolutely nothing. And that's the fifth habit. It's all about wisdom and perspective. You gotta choose your fights. Our time and energy are not infinite. Real success isn't about winning every single argument, but knowing which battles are even worth fighting in the first place. The sixth mountain is just calm. It's totally still. And in all this peace, Lian finds a monk and just confesses his frustration. He's like, I've come all this way and I still don't feel wise. And the monk's simple, calm reply is the whole lesson right there. So we arrive at the sixth habit of wisdom, patience. In our world, everything is about getting things instantly. But some things, real wisdom, real growth, anything truly meaningful, you just can't force them. They need time to ripen. So Lian has now absorbed 6 incredibly powerful habits. He's faced the world, he's faced himself, and now he's at the final summit, ready for the ultimate lesson. But what he finds up there is not at all what he was expecting. So Lian gets to the very peak of the 7th mountain, and here's the twist. There's no wise old sage waiting for him with all the answers. The summit is totally empty, except for one single stone tablet with something carved into it.
And the inscription says, "Wisdom is not found by reaching me, but by reaching yourself." Ah, man, the whole point of the journey was never to find some guru. The whole point was the journey. It was all about self-discovery.
And that reveals the seventh and final habit, the ultimate source of wisdom, of success, of purpose. It's not on a mountaintop, it's not in some other person. The answer was inside him, inside us, all along. The whole point was learning to finally look within.
So let's just lay them all out there. The 7 habits from this whole journey are: start, embrace challenges, carry your own light, begin within, choose your fights, be patient, and finally, look within. It's a perfect roadmap, really, from taking action outside to finding understanding inside. Lian goes back to his village a completely different person, not because he found some magical secret, but because he finally understood himself. And the story's big takeaway is this: wisdom isn't some destination you just arrive at, it's a practice. It's a way of living that you build into your daily habits. And really, that brings the whole thing back to us, doesn't it? Lian's entire journey began because he had a question that pushed him to take that first step. So after hearing all this, the real question for you is, what's the first step on your path going to be?